And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. I am going back to Volkare's Return. I am returning to Volkare's Return. Man, I missed the moment. That was the line. That was the one I should have said. But it is what it is. I am not retaping this. Yeah, I've been doing the Tesla scenarios and realized it has been a long time since I have done Volkare's Return. It is, in my mind, still the hardest of the scenarios. And it's a big challenge, and it's not for all the heroes. I find for some heroes it's better than others. I find Goldix, for instance, I do find like a struggle in the Volkare scenarios, because a lot of Goldix's the makeup of that hero is using extra turns to get mana and things like that, and you really need to be moving quickly to have a chance in these scenarios. I am going to bump up I'm not going to bump up the difficulty of Volkare's army. Again, the highest level, at least in the book gives you 3 levels of the Legion itself, and it goes from daring, heroic to legendary. I generally play on heroic. I have only beaten legendary once. It was probably my most epic experience in playing Mage Knight, and I don't know if I'd be able to repeat it without an exorbitant amount of replays to get back to the strategies that were necessary. But I normally do play on heroic fair. Let's make it heroic tight and see how that works. Now, tight, it doesn't seem like it would make a big difference, but it really does. And here is Volkare's deck for Volkare's Return. I did a couple of playthroughs off camera to kind of get off some of the rust, hopefully, and before I tried to record this. So I have Tovak's skills in here. So again, you can use any of the hero skills. It could be 16 blank cards. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as it's 4 of them are blue, 4 of them are white, 4 of them are green, and 4 of them are red. We have each of the competitive spells, and then we have 15 wounds. So again, fair, 18 wounds, tight, 15 wounds. That's only 3 cards, but that could make a huge difference in the tempo of Volkare. Those 3 turns, that could be the difference between a win and a loss easily. And again, we're talking percentages here, right? I mean, you could finish a game and have 7 wounds still left in the deck, so it's not guaranteed that you're going to get to all the wounds, but you're just increasing the odds that Volkare is going to be a little bit slower, significantly enough that fair and tight do play pretty different in a larger sample size. So I'm going to shuffle this up. We have Volkare's deck. You just need to trust me. I mean, I could count to 35 on camera if you want. I'm assuming most of you would not want me to do that. So there are 35 cards there. Again, 15 wounds, the 16 skill cards, and the 4 competitive spells. I'm going to shuffle up the spell deck. I mean, look, the really, in a way that's not great. I mean, you can generally tell if you have a chance or not by the end of the second night. You do need to get a game changer card or 2 to really have a chance, right? And a way to get them, right? So you're either talking getting a couple artifacts, getting a couple spells. Obviously I beat legendary with Norawas. The getting the right units will also be important as well. Getting some degree of elemental attack and block. I mean, you're finding a way to get everything to come together quickly is obviously the big challenge. I guess that's a challenge in all of the Volkare or all the Mage Knight scenarios, but especially if you're going to have a chance to beat Volkare's Return. So there's our spell offer. We got Mana Bolt. I like Call to Arms. I really like. That's nice because you can it's not interaction, so it's a way to get units without having to spend a turn on it. And the less turns that you have, obviously the less turn Volkare has. Dodge and Weave is a great card. Chilling Stare, I want to like more. I find I always want to use it on enemies that have freaking ice resistance, and it's not effective against them, and it's not effective against enemies that have arcane immunity, right? So you're talking only being effective against a limited number of enemies, and that can be really frustrating. Temporal Portal, you can definitely use that to your advantage. The way it allows you just to move to an adjacent area or even 2 away, and then also draw your hand limit higher is really nice. So that's definitely card I'm looking at, those two both have my attention in a pretty big way. Dodge and Weave is a card I've grown to like more and more as I've explored with it a little bit. So not bad offers, definitely have some interesting choices. And, you know, when you have interesting choices, you always have the option of me making the wrong one. So we're going to have one city tile that is on the bottom of the terrain deck, always on the bottom of the terrain deck in Volkare's Return. We're only going to have one non-city core tile, so that's going to go on top of the city core tile. And then I'm going to need to get 7 of these countryside tiles. And the big challenge as this terrain deck comes out is, can we build the map in a way that puts some distance between us and Volkare, who will be scouring the countryside looking for the city, and when he sees it, he will get there as quickly as he can, and he will either try to conquer it before we conquer it. Obviously it's a lot easier for him to conquer it. He just has to get to it before we get there, or he will try to take it from us with the force of his mighty legion. Right, so there are 7 countryside tiles. I will put them on top, and then we have our little terrain deck of 9. That's 7. I counted right the first time, and that will go there. Great. I'm going to add the tokens of Volkare's Legion, kind of save us a little bit of tempo later. So there will be 2, so at a level 8 Volkare. So we're playing at heroic and tight. It's going to be level 8 Volkare, and it's going to be a level 6 city. So again, what do we need to do? We need to get there, we need to conquer the city, and then we need to get ourselves ready to defeat Volkare. There's going to be 1 keep unit, there's going to be 1 city garrison, and there's going to be 2 orc garrisons. And so Volkare is only going to start with 6 tokens. It can go up. There will be an indecisive unit in the unit offer. Whenever Volkare pulls one of those 15 wounds that are in his deck, we will roll a mana die. If the mana die matches the mana on the indecisive unit, we will add that mana. We will add that unit. We will figuratively add that unit to Volkare's Legion by just adding 1 more keep unit. So it doesn't matter if the unit itself doesn't have to be recruitable at a keep. We will always be adding a keep unit. I think the rules say to keep things simple, and like the one time the designer of this game wanted to keep something simple. Hey, it is what it is. That goes there. I'm gonna roll the dice for the source. There will be 4. Again, Volkare's scenarios try to give you a little bit more choice. So we got a red, we got a blue, we got a black, and we got a green. Here's Volkare's turn order token. Shuffling up the regular units. I'm going to shuffle up the elite units. I'm going to shuffle up the artifacts. And then all we'll need to do at that point is pick our hero and then pick our dummy player. Now, knowing what I've filmed, we're going to have our hero is going to either be Goldix, Arythea, or Bravelar. That will do. All right, so here's our units. There's going to be 4 units. We got Illusionists, we have Guardian Golems, we have Foresters, and we have ourselves some Scoots. Don't love that unit offer. Golems would be probably the best one to get if we can get to a Mage Tower, and that would give us the double benefit of getting a spell as well as potentially getting a unit if we can get our influence cards when we need them. Right, so I'm going to roll. So the order to the left, I have Goldix will be 1 or 2, Arythea will be 3 or 4, Bravelar 5 or 6. I rolled a 3. Arythea in the house, and that makes me happy. All right, so Girl on Fire, man, I think what was it, 9/11? I had a solo conquest with Arythea last time she was on the channel. That did not go that well. Ended up with a bunch of fire attack, and I think I was up against, I don't know, felt like 33 enemies in the cities that had fire immunity. That was freaking bananas. But Arythea should do well. I don't think I've taken her into a Volkare's Return scenario in quite some time. Yeah, I think on the channel she did a Volkare's quest. So this will be a nice little challenge, but I think this is a good unit for this scenario. All right, we have this command token. That is one thing that surprised me the more I've gotten into Mage Knight is, it's deceptive to think that all of the heroes are almost identical, right? I mean, 14 of their 16 cards are the same, but the skills and those two cards are just different enough to give them all that little bit of a different feel in a way. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to get her deed deck. Here's our skill cheat sheet. Bam, bam. One command token. Make sure there's 16 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ding. Tune into solo playthroughs and watch Greg count to 16. It is riveting. Riveting television, I tell you. All right, that gets cut. Done. Done. And right, so I do have the cooperative skill off to the side. The competitive skill basically it's discolored. So again, if I get the competitive skill out of here, I'm using it as a proxy for the cooperative skill. So that's just off to the side. And now I need to get skills for a dummy player. Any of the 6 will do, and they will be in the order of Norwalk, Skoldix, Wolfhawk, Tovak, Beverlaw, and the Orc Shaman himself. I rolled a 2. We will get Goldix's skills. Do not need the turn order. Again, because we have Volkare's turn order. I will get the skill cheat sheet. Alright, that's going to go into 0. That's going to go into 0. Shuffle these up. And we're good to go. Alright. I'm going to draw my opening hand. I think that's it, right? Nope. 2 more terrains. So we have to get the starting terrain. We're going to get this. Now, this is not a wedge map, so we don't have to worry about the restrictions of putting the city on the coast. But it's not fully open. So there's basically 4 lines, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all the terrain has to be in that area. All right. So I'm going to put some orcs on the board. I'm going to put a 1 up there by Volkare's camp. We got ourselves some skirmishers up there. I'm going to put the other orc by the mage tower in the desert. It's an orc war beast. And we have another orc down here. It is some catapults. We need 2 mage towers. I'm going to put the mage tower garrison in the desert. It's going to be face down. And as will the mage tower garrison down here. And I just need 1 draconum. All right, so interesting decision. So a lot of times in this scenario, there's really 2 ways you can kind of work the movement. The one is you can try to get as far to the east as possible and see if you, oh, that's a pretty nasty dragon. It's forget what he's called. He is called the lava dragon, right? You can try to get as far as east as possible. The problem is Volkare's always moving that way, and it's going to be a little bit hard to outpace him unless you're like Wolfhawk and just have all that extra movement. The other thing you do is you basically come out here, and then depending on how Volkare moves, you kind of do a switch and come up behind him, and then you go as far north as possible, right? And you just want to have a decent amount of distance between him and you when you explore the last tile in the terrain deck and you get out onto the table, the city, because once the city comes out, his movement totally changes and he's booking it for that city. So a lot to kind of balance there. I'm going to draw up my starting hand. I have March, I have Tranquility, I have Improvisation, I have Threaten, and I have Promise. So I get a lot of influence cards. Unfortunately, don't see that being all that useful. I mean, I'm looking it's 8 movement to get into that mage tower. That's gonna be a bit rough. The alternative, the only thing I can recruit in the village is the foresters, which I don't hate that idea. If I feed that, that's 4 fame. I can pillage. Do want to try to get one of those spells, but I'm not sure getting down to that mage tower is going to be the way to do it. I'm going to take a great start. I've been coming more. I'm taking a planning more and more in the first round, but I think it just makes some sense. Get great start. Let me get those 2 cards out. See what's going on. I'm gonna roll for Volkare. I rolled a 6, which is very nice because that means I'm going first in the first round. Remember, 6 will stay in. It's only the card that the player takes that comes out. I'm going to get 2 more cards. It's a great start. We get crystallized and we have some stamina. Interesting. So I'm going to play Tranquility to draw a card. It is Battle Versatility. That could do well. I'm going to power. Yeah, this should work. I'm going to power Stamina with the blue from the source. And then I'm going to have March and move 6. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does not trigger an attack from the Orc because I got adjacent to it and then moved away. This Mage Tower will reveal. It's a Magic Familiars. They are brutal. They cannot be fortified, but they're doing 2 attacks of a 3 each with the brutal trait. So that's a little rough. And now that I'm here, I think it makes sense for me to recruit the Foresters. So I'm going to play Improvisation. No. I'm going to play Threaten for 2. I'm going to play Influence or Promise for 2, and I'm going to play Crystallize Sideways for Influence 5, and get me some Foresters to start this beautiful game. All right, Foresters, they move 2. The move caused the forest, hills, and swamps reduced by 1. This turn to a minimum of 0. I'm going to roll this die. It's a red. These go away, and I'm going to draw up to my hand limit of 5. That is 1, 2, and 3. And then I think, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to Pillars of the Village, get 2 more cards, Swiftness and Determination. All right, Volkare's first turn, he gets a wound, so he only has 14 wounds left in the deck. He rolls that. It's a white. Oh, well, he rolled the white. Let's see what the indecisive unit's color is. Indecisive unit's color is a gold, so we're good. So let me put a gold mana on that, and that's fine. All right, my second turn. I'm going to want to defeat that Catapult. Catapult has Cumbersome, right? So with Cumbersome, and I know you already used Rejuvenation, so I don't want to take a wound here if I can help it. So this will be fine. Yeah. So the Catapult, I'm just going to, as my action, let's do it this way. So my movement phase, I'm going to play that for move 2. I want that. So mana pull is different than mana draw. Let me refresh my memory on this. You can use 1 additional die. If it's black, you can use it to produce mana of any color. Ooh, I can actually. No, it's okay. So the Catapult is fortified, so I can't use range attack. So that's fine. I can get siege attack 2, but it's physically resistant. So you get Catapults have a lot of things going on. It's attacking with a 7, but it's cumbersome, so I can reduce that attack with using movement during the block phase, and then here it's fortified and it's got physical resistance. So I'm going to need to do either physical attack 4 or non-physical attack 2. So I was thinking if I can do it with range attack, then I would actually get a whole bunch of movement, maybe actually provoke an attack, but it makes more sense for me to not take a wound here. I do have the Foresters, that can be helpful. So I am going to attack. I'm going to initiate a combat with the Catapults. I'm going to spend that for move 2 to reduce the attack to a 5, that for move 2 to reduce the attack to a 3, and then I'm going to play Improvisation with Determination, and that's going to give me a another block of 3. It's either block or movement. Either way, I reduced that attack enough that it was blocked, so I don't have to take any wounds. We now go to the melee phase. I'm going to play Battle Versatility. I'm going to power with the red from the source. That's going to give me a fire attack of a 3, and that is enough to defeat the catapults and their physical resistance. The nice thing about the catapults is they give me 4 fame. That's a lot of fame for an orc, and then we will also get 1 reputation back. Remember, I pillaged the village twice, and now I got 1 of those things back. I'm going to roll this die. It's a blue. Now at the end of my turn, I'm going to get my level up, so I'm going to look at the top 2 skills of Arythea's deck. We have a couple of things. We have Siege Attack or Siege Fire Attack 1, or I can discard a wound to get a red or a black mana, or I can discard a card, any card to get a green or a white mana. It's a pretty nice card. Invocation is called, but you have to spend the mana immediately. It's a nice little wound management card, that's for sure. The Siege Attack 1 though is like really tempting, but yeah, I don't know how I would turn on Invocation. I'll do that. Fine. Dunskies. That's out. We're gonna add 1 of Goldix's skills to the offer. Ooh, it's motivation. You know, I like that. And then I will grab dodge and weave. Cool. So this comes down, and now I draw. My hand limit is 5. There's gonna be 1 card there. Blood Rage is nice. I like Temporal Portal and Blood Rage. Alright, I'm gonna take those 3. Yeah, okay, cool. What's happening now is Volkare's second turn. Volkare gets a green. So on green, we're going to look to our little Volkare's cheat sheet. Blue straight, white's up, green, he's going to move down toward the southeast, where you have to also roll this die. It is red. We are done. Now note, I did not pillage the village. I didn't see any point for this 1 extra card. I'm going to try to loop around this mountain and go up that way. See what comes out. So I'm going to play constant. Oh, I had lost the green, which isn't good. I do have a black there, though. So I'm going to play Mana Pull. I can use 1 additional mana die from the source this turn. If that die is black, use it to produce mana of any color. That can be done even during the day, which is great. So I'm going to use the blue to power stamina. The black, I'm going to use it to produce a green mana. Yeah, I'll use the black to produce a green just to have it. So I have move 4. I'm going to, I'm doing this a little, actually I don't have to play this just yet. So I won't produce that yet, but that's there. So I'm going to use the move 4. First 2 points of move, I'm going to put this on the table. This comes out like this. We have whatchamacallit, put that there. We have a, man, why am I struggling with words? We have a monastery, so we get an advanced action into the skill offer. Ice Bolt, actually pretty nice. We have a forest, and we have an orc over here next to a blue mine. All right, it's a digger. I'm going to use foresters. The move cost to go into swamps, forests, or hills reduced by 1. So I have 2 more points of move from there, and I got 2 points of move from the foresters, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I spent 6 points of move total, 1 to explore, 2 to get all of it over there. And I think I can move 2 more. That will get me. So I actually didn't use Mana Pull, so that black will just stay there. And I'll use the 2 more. I was saying if I go in here, I could try to do some stuff kill the diggers, potentially burn down the monastery next turn, and then again potentially loop around over here. So I won't even bother moving in yet. Let me see what this last card is. So that's it. I move 6 points of movement. I'm going to roll this die. It's a white. This comes out. I draw it to my hand limit, which is 5. So I'm actually technically still there. That'll work. Yeah, I'll probably kill those diggers because I think that makes some sense. The third turn for Volkare, he gets a blue. He's going to move straight ahead. He's going to step on top of the Orc Warby's face. And then we have to roll a blue die. There are none. My turn. I'm going to move 2 for swiftness. Then I'm going to attack the Orc diggers. Attack 1. Yeah, so the diggers, they're pretty simple. They are fortified, so range attack can't work against them, although I would have kept the swiftness card. But they are attacking me with a 3. I'm going to play dodge and weave. I'm going to reduce their attack by 3. By 2. So it's now attack of 1. I'm going to use mana pull to get me a block. Since I did not add any wounds to my hand in the previous combat phase, now I get attack 1 from dodge and weave. And I'll play rage. That is attack 3. Diggers are dead. I get a reputation back and 2 fame. And that will be the end of my round for sure. And end up with concentration never being played. Volkare will get 1 more turn. It is a wound. We're going to have to roll this. Don't be a gold. It is not. It's white again. And I will declare end of round. So we limited Volkare to 4 turns. He did get 2 of his 15 wounds out. But that was a really nice first round. Got decent amount in front of him, and we'll just kind of see what he does, right? So he's done basically 1 green and 1 blue. He still has his 4 spells in there. The spells can really change his tempo pretty significantly, and now we have to decide how we want to proceed with the rest of this, right? At some point, like if like a lot of his whites came out, then you can feel comfortable about knowing that, okay, the rest of his movement is going to be south, right? That could affect some things. You really kind of want to pay attention to how Volkare's cards come out. So I'm shuffling up my D deck. Then going to, the nice thing is the upkeep in these is less. We're just going to have to replenish, cycle the advanced action. So I did not get Chilling Stare. We're going to have to add 1 here. It is Peaceful Moment. Probably not spending influence on that. And then we get Agility. That can be a really decent card. And we're going to cycle the spells. Didn't get a chance to get Mana Bolt. Call to Arms just sitting there. And we get Expose. Alright. I'm going to clean up we're going to replenish the unit offer. So we're going to get 4 units out. Anything I can get in a monastery? Nope. Utum Crossbowmen? Nope. Peasants? Nope. Utum's Guardsmen. And nope. Ooh, a lot of things I can get in keeps. Not anything I can get in monasteries. It's always nice when you can recruit the top unit because then you take away the indecisive thing. But we're not going to have that opportunity, at least not at the very start of this round. I'm going to roll these dice. It's a white, 2 reds, and a black. And then I'm drawing my opening hand, which is 5. We have Threaten, Stamina, Battle Versatility, and Determination. Not the most exciting of opening hands, especially if I want to burn down this monastery. Shoot. I don't love this hand, but this was supposed to be shuffled in. It's all random, folks. So I'll just have this in the deck. Cool. So I gotta pick my oh, I could discard a card to get a green. That's interesting. If you're gonna take the skill, sir, you probably want to use it. All right, let me take preparation just to get concentration. It was near the bottom. It's probably good. Range attack. I'm just looking at how much attack I can get here. I can get a range attack 5. I can get a fire attack 5. I think I'll be in good shape. So I took preparation. We're gonna have to roll for what's his name's Volkare's. Where did I had it? There it is. A 6 again would be nice. No, it's a 4. All right, so Volkare's first. Remember, we're going to keep the 4 in the deck, and Volkare is going to have his first turn of the first night. He hits a wound. Man, 3 wounds, the first 5 cards, 12 wounds left in the deck out of 30. So I'm rolling this. Is it gold? It is not. It is green. That is fine. My turn. I am going to burn. I'm burning it down. A peaceful moment? No, not really. I'm burning it down, kids. Because if I got peaceful moments that threaten, that's another reputation. Yeah, I'm going to burn down the monastery. So what happens when you burn down the monastery? We are going to get a mage tower garrison. It is not fortified. It is sorcerers. All right, sorcerers have an attack of 6. They are arcane immune, and they also have poison and assassin. So basically, if I don't block it, I'm taking 3 wounds to my hand and 3 wounds to my discard pile, but it'd be 6 to block. So it's definitely doable. Obviously, the foresters want no part in these shenanigans. I'd have to get a blue from this, or I can get a green attack. Yeah, this will work. All right, so the sorcerers, I want to block them. I'm going to discard a card with invocation to get a green mana. I'm going to use that green mana to power concentration, which allows me to power another card, get the stronger effect +2. So that gives me block 7. Sorcerers, you are blocked. And now I'm going to use the red die from the source to give me attack 4. And then I'm going to use these 2 cards sideways to give me attack 6. That's nice. Everything works out. Right, because I had 6 cards in my hand because preparation gave me the 6 card. Yeah, that was cool. So this sucker's dead. I do lose 3 reputation because I burned down a monastery. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get 5 fame. That gets me from 6 up to 11, so I will level up. I'm going to put another one of Golden skills here. Before I forget, again, the way I read the Lost Legion rulebook, you do this every time you level up, not just when you get a skill yourself. I've not seen an official answer saying that's wrong, so open for discussion still. I'm going to put this here. I'm rolling this. It's green, and this will go back. Now, I get my reward and my level up. Level up is just another command token, so I'm just gonna do that before I forget. My reward is going to be an artifact. I'm going to look at the top 2: ruby ring or endless gem pouch. Yowza. I will take the ruby ring. I think that works really well with Arythea. Endless gem pouch is tempting though. It's a little more random though. Then if you roll black too many times, you're just getting fame. I'd rather get the guaranteed fame and the red. Really can never go wrong with red, right? So I got my reward. I did my level up. My turn is over. I'm going to draw up to 5 cards. So I get my ruby ring, my march, my promise, and crystallize. 5 cards. Still feels like not enough. Cool. Let's see. Volkare, what are you doing? It's another wound. Wow. Wow. He rolls. It's not a gold. So that's fine. Let me see if I can't find a village. So I'm going to play Ruby Ring to get a red crystal to my inventory and a red mana. And I get a fame. Gets me up to 12. I'm going to use this red mana to play a crystallize to get a red crystal. And then I'm going to play March. Right, we don't have to reroll because he got a wound. I'm going to play March. I'm going to power it with the green from the source. How do I want to do this? All right, I'm going to put... I can choose here or here. Again, it's a countryside tile, so I can put it there. It's adjacent. My standard speech. I will put... Trying to think if I want to try to run... To continue to run away this way. Let's see where he goes though. I'll put it here. See what's going on. All right, so we have a deep mine, which will only be 3 to get into at night. And again, this is a move 4, so my first 2 points of movement. We have a keep. Wouldn't mind getting there. We have a maze. We have a village. Let me go to the village. I have 2 more points of movement, and I'm going to use the foresters and reduce the cost to get to the hills by 2. So that's going to get me here. And I have promised I can potentially recruit those crossbowmen. I do. Oh, I need to be careful. Right, because I can't. If I'm here, I can't explore from here. Because again, you can explore. You could put a countryside tile adjacent to one other tile as long as that tile is adjacent to 2. So if I try to explore from here, this tile is not adjacent from 2, so I do have to put another tile there to really make this legit. So I will just play March for that move 2 to explore this tile here. Interesting. So we get another advanced action in the skill offer. I'm going to leave that at a 1 though, because I did burn that at a 1, so only 1's going to come back there when we replenish. So another advanced action on a skill offer because of a monastery. We're going to have an orc right next to me. We have the maze in front of me and the keep. So that orc is a tracker, I believe. Tracker or prowler? I always confuse those two. That's a prowler. Of course it is. And that's enough for now. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to pillage the village, because if I kill that tracker, I'm going to get right back to -1. So that gives me 2 more cards. 1 and 2. Awesome. Good, goes here. This gets rolled. It's a green. He's still standing on top of the orc warbeast's face. And that's fine. Volkare's turn. He gets a blue. He's going to move straight ahead. If there was a blue in the source, he'd have to roll it. There's not. My turn. I'm going to play Tranquility to draw a card. Now I know what I'm dealing with. I'm going to play Mana Pull. Yeah, it's just going to be 8 influence to get the crossbowman. I think that makes sense. Let me do that. I'm going to get, because it's going to be 6 for the crossbowman and then -2. I'm going to play Improvisation, discard one of my swiftnesses to get me influence 3. I'm going to use this white in the source to get me influence 7, and then I'm going to use Rage sideways to give me influence 8. That is going to make me the proud owner of some Utum crossbowmen. Nice. That is my action for my turn, so I'm going to roll this. It is gold. This goes here. These all go out. Volkare's turn. It is a wound, so I eliminated the possibility of him adding to his legion. If I had rolled that and it was a gold, it would have happened. Obviously only 1 in 6 chance, but again 1 in 6 over the course of a game. It's going to come in a couple of times usually. My turn again. I'm going to spend I'm going to use these 2 cards. Ooh, I need a white. Shoot. Never mind. I'm going to attack the prowlers. Maybe I move into there. Part of me wants to attack the prowlers, which is only 2 more fame, and I think it makes more sense to get myself set up to try to... Man, I did not get called to arms, which is fine. Exposed could come in pretty handy, especially against Volkare and some of those freaking dragons that he's going to have. Warwind's also interesting. I'm just going to move. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the prowlers. I'm going to move 2, move 4. Let me get here, and then we'll kind of reevaluate our life from there. So Volkare's going to have a turn. What does he get? It's another wound. He doesn't roll, which is nuts. So he's got 6 wounds and 3 non-wounds. So we're only 9 cards in, so he's got 26 cards left. And definitely doing a weird percentage of wounds. I mean... Alright, another thing, I didn't learn any new information. These were the 3 cards I had. Let me not move. Let me not move. I've already did Volkare's turn. What I'm going to do is, I don't have a white mana. Oh, I can do this. I'm going to discard mana draw with invocation, get a white mana. So in the movement phase of that turn, I'm going to explore. All right, I'm going to put this out to keep. It's a ruins. Let me do all of that. Now, as my action for this turn, I'm going to attack the prowlers. And that white is huge. Because I was trying to do both, like move and attack. And at least if I explore, I'm doing something. Here, I was going to have to, if I'm going up this way, I'm going to need, again, I'm going to need things connected to other things. I'm going to use that white that I got with invocation to power dodge and weave, reduce one enemy attack by 4. I reduced that attack down to a 0. Since I did not take any wounds in the previous phase of combat, in the melee phase, I can use a crossbowman, and that would defeat the prowlers. I got 1 reputation back, and I get 2 fame. And now when I get Ruby Ring, that actually will help me level up. So I did that again the previous turn, then I did Volkare's turn, which was a wound, and now I'm declaring end of round. All right, so we are going to, again, it's hard to, like, playing this game for video is always interesting because I'm trying to move quick, and then you know, but there is a nature, especially of this scenario, where it's important to min-max a little bit to make sure you're really giving yourself a chance. The nice thing about this, well, I guess it's 4 either way. I was saying I could use the foresters to reduce the cost to move through hills. So it's only 4, but it's 4 either way. And starting in a village is nice because I could just pillage that sucker and start with a big hand again. It's like having a great start every turn. All right, so we're going to get 4 new units. So herbalists, thugs, red cape monks, and foresters. The herbalists are indecisive. Going to get us to day 2. Replenish the source. We get a gold, a green, a white, and a red. We're going to replenish the skills. Remember, there's only 1 monastery I haven't burned down yet. So we're going to replenish the unit offer with Steady Tempo. I love Steady Tempo. I've really come to like that card a lot. It's very, very powerful. It's so much extra moment that it gives you over the course of a round. We got Blood Rage, we got Agility, we got Magic Talent here. That's the new card there. And Call to Arms goes away. These comes down. Target, Expose, and Underground Travel. So I don't have a bunch of game-changing cards. I mean, I got 1 artifact. It was just a Ruby Ring. So I am getting a little bit worried about that I don't have anything that's really going to break this game over in my favor, right? So let me draw up to 4. It's like 5. It's like 4. It's just 1 more. It's 4 and 5. I'm almost guaranteed to pillage this sucker. I'm going to take Planning. Yeah. I'm going to take Planning. I'm going to roll for Volkare. Anything but a 6, and he's first. He rolls a 6. Thank you, Volkare. So I am first. Again, every turn you can limit this guy to, the better. So it's going to be 4 to move into the wastelands. Let me pillage the village. I lose a reputation. I just want some movement. Thank you. I'm going to move 4 with stamina. I'm only going to use 1, so that goes there. It's day, so this will reveal. It is Utum Crossbowman. Trying to think if I try to take out Mage now. I think that might make some sense. I can get a white through invocation. I do want another movement. So I'm going to play Tranquility. Is it a movement card? It is. That will do. Dodge and weave, and I can take the crossbowman with me. All right, cool. So I'm going to enter the maze. I'm going to do level 4. Do I want to go for an artifact? No, I might need that white. Yeah, I'm going to bring these 4 cards with me. So I'm gonna go level 4. I don't want to risk going level 6. And if I was, you have to enter. Like I couldn't use the foresters for that level 6 to get the artifact, and then have the crossbowmen to fight. It just doesn't work that way. So I have to choose who I'm going in with, and then I spend the movement. So I'm choosing the crossbowman. I moved in. Now I'm spending the 4 movement points to try to get myself a spell. I think expose will make a lot of sense here. All right. Whirlwind's interesting, but expose I think is going to be a lot much more powerful, especially since I had the crossbowman, battle versatility, and hopefully I can pick up a couple more range cards as we go. So going to attack a random monster. It's funny, I play so much test like you're like, oh, what faction? Elementalist? No, just the regulars. Alright, oh, we get werewolf. Cool. I'm going to play battle versatility. That's going to give me a range attack 3, and then I will use a crossbowman as range attack 5. Werewolf is Dunsky's. That's going to give me 5 fame. That gets me up to 19, so I will be leveling up. So I'm going to clean up my play area. I rolled that. It's black. This goes here. These all go into my discard. First, I'm going to get my reward, and then I'm going to have to remember to level up. My reward is I'm going to take expose. That goes there. These go down. Restoration, not the most inspiring of spells remaining. Then I'm going to get my level up. I'm going to look at the next 2 skills. Plus movement. I'm already doing okay with movement. Influence. Nah, we know what we're doing. I'm taking motivation and blood rage. Since I took motivation, I had to take the bottom skill in the skill offer. All right, and that goes there. Now I'm going to draw up to 5, 4, and 5. Don't think it's worth sieging to keep here. Really don't. And oh, planning triggers as well, so I get 6 stamina. That's better. Cool. I am. Yes, I go. I pillaged a village. I moved. Yeah, I spent 8 movement points. That was a good turn. I'm excited about that. That was ridiculous. All right, Volkare. First turn for the round. Another wound. That doesn't even seem possible. He rolls. It is not a yellow. Yeah, that's crazy. 7 wounds. Only 8 wounds left out of 25 cards. Eesh, he's going to start moving quick, kids. All right, so I'm going to spend. Wow, this is nuts. All right, we're going to do move 2 to flip this. What do we got? Is I can put a core tile here. I'm probably going to want to keep going that way. Problem is, I should put a thing there. So we have a maze. We have a refugee camp. We have this orc's going to be, that's a lot of movement. But I think if we get there, it's a good, these are interesting places for the core tiles. And I'll actually start moving everything off. I'll probably at the end of this turn. Actually, so I moved to, I'm going to play, I gotta put the orc out. It is a tracker. I think that's a tracker. He looks like again, Cthulhu had a baby with a bull. Yeah, orc tracker. That's fine. I'm going to move 2 more with the foresters, get into that maze. And I'm going to play crystallize. I'm going to power it with a white and get myself a white crystal. Maybe not. Maybe I just kill this guy now. That's probably better. I'm going to discard. This spell's not going to be all that useful, so I'm going to discard this spell to get a white. I'm going to take on the trackers this turn. I'm going to play dodge and weave. I'm going to reduce the attack of the tracker by 4. Since it was reduced to 0, that does count as a block. Since I didn't take any wounds, that gives me attack 2 in the next phase. I will play improvisation sideways, which gives me attack 3. Again, so the trackers are elusive, but since that was basically effectively a block, instead of having to do the 6 of the higher number, it's just the 3. Dead. So I've destroyed him, and then I haven't used any Diaphanous. I will play a white on Crystallize to get a white crystal. Anyway, this orc is toast. Where did he go? Blood Rage is still in my hand. I get 1 reputation back for defeating a rampaging orc, and I get 3 fame. It gets me up to 22. Awesome. Cleaning up my play area. Now I only have 1 card on my hand, so I don't get the planning bonus. But invocation is coming in very nice for me. Invocation and dodge and weave is like a cheat code right now. But I am fine with that, and these units have been actually really helpful. I remember, so yeah, I beat it in the melee phase, so it worked out. Unless I pick up 6 movement, I don't think it's worth wasting time here. I think I go here, and we really, I mean, I have a world of distance between myself and Volkare. Now, that he can close in very quick. Remember, we kept pulling wounds. So I'm going to draw to my hand limit of 5. Again, planning doesn't trigger, and then I'm going to take a quick look at this. Oh, well, Volkare is all the way over here. It's hard for me to, once Volkare gets off of here, I'll remove some stuff. All right, Volkare, what you gonna do? So he gets a red, so the city's not out yet, so all he's gonna do is look adjacent, see if anyone's around him. Stupid, I'm all the way over here, so you're looking in the wrong place. That's fine. So she likes to taunt Volkare. It's what she does. I tell her it's bad form. But because he picked a red, there is a red on the source. We roll that. It's now black. You big jerk. My turn. So I have 0 movement, and I would like movement. Movement is my friend. So again, these walls definitely add to the movement portion of the evening. I'm going to exhaust motivation. I get 2 cards, concentration and swiftness, and I'm going to get a green mana. Ooh. I burned down that monastery. That's not going to matter. I really wish I had 1 more command token. I'm like 2 away. We need 1 away after I play the ruby ring. That's pretty gross. Yeah, I'm probably burning that in monastery. It's what I do. So let me think. So I can get moved 2. And I will play mana pull, just not that effective for me right now. So move 3 gets me here. So another 4 movement to get here. 3 plus 1 for the wall. How many cards I have? 3 cards there. I'll play ruby ring. I'll get a red crystal. I'm not going to bother taking a red mana because I'm not going to really use it. And I'll get 1 fame. And hopefully I can get 1 movement card, get in there. Maybe burn down the monastery for the end of the round. Keeping it moving. Keeping it moving. All right, I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 5, and then planning triggers, so I get 1 more. It is a movement card. Good. Volkare, it's a wound. Wound crazy. It is not gold. The herbalists are standing firm. My turn. I'm going to spend March. That's move 2. I'm going to discard. Yeah, I'm going to discard Threaten to get a green mana. I'm going to power March for the move 4. That gets me into the monastery. While in the monastery, I'm burning it down. So I lose 3 reputation, gets me to -5. I know, it's horrible. And I'm going to go against, I mean, I really just don't have enough game-changing cards for my taste. So I'm pulling a Mage Tower Garrison. It is another Sorceress. That seems impossible. So let me do something very similar to what I did last time. I'm going to, so I already lost a reputation. I'm going to use concentration power with the green. Gives me block 7. And now I just need attack 6. So Blood Rage, I can take a wound to give me attack 5. That's Volkare's wound. I'll take this, and then Rage gives me attack 6. Sorcerers are dead. That gives me 5 Fame. That gives me 28. It means I level up again. I do need to... I should have 3 there because I kept one of his. And I get another command token now, which will give me a extra card draw. Toast. I'm going to clean up my play area. So I just got that 1 wound because of Blood Rage. It's fine. It's fine. This goes here. And then I draw up to 6 or 2. It's fine. Wait. Not even close. This is here. This is here. I need to also get my reward, which is an artifact. So, Banner of Courage assigned to a unit this round. Once a round, except during combat, you may flip this card face down to ready this unit. At the beginning of a round, flip it face up again. You may play this at any time other than combat to ready all units you control. Okay. Circle of Proficiency. Use any non-interactive skill in the common skills offer. And if it is a skill usable each turn, one does not flip, you can use it twice. Take any skill and keep the rest of the game as if you acquired it through a level up. Whoo! I might take that and break it. That flight could be really useful, and I feel like it's more useful than the Banner of Courage. Yeah, these are not the game changers I was hoping for. I'm looking for like the Sword of Justice, the Bow of Stars Dawn, the Horn of Wrath, but I get the Banner of Courage. Or the Circlet of Proficiency. I'm going to take the Circlet because I just think it's going to be more versatile. Disappointing. Disappointing artifacts. Alright, this comes up. What are you doing, Volky? He gets a blue. Alright, now we're talking. He moves 2. There's no blue in the source, but there is a gold during the day. If the actual color isn't there, then he will roll the gold instead. He gets a white. End of round is declared by me. So Volkare does not get another turn. Yeah, there's no point using a circlet of proficiency. That is for sure. Alright. So I'm going to get all this garbage off the board. And we're going to move these 4. This is the edge of the world, so we're basically looking at like 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Those are out. So the reality is we're going to have a core tile here, and we'll put the city here. That's just going to make the most sense. Got it. So I'm going to fix the... well, there was 0 artifact. Nope, there's still... I never put a second one out like I should have. So it's mountain lore. I wasn't going to take that anyway. Now there's only 1 left still. So agility goes away. These come down. And we put 1. Yeah, I should have added another advanced actions to unit offer when I revealed that tile. And I just got too excited. Alright, this goes down. This goes down. Hopefully we got something good. Oh, man. Yes. Not getting the attacks. Okay. I mean, I feel like we're doing well, other than the fact that I'm just not... I'm not seeing the powerful cards I feel like I'm going to need to really bring this together. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Another herbalist at the top. So the herbalists are just really indecisive today. We're going to go to the second night. This goes here. I'm going to roll these 4. It is white, 2 blacks, and a blue. Blue, 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 blue. Alright, drawing up to, I'm going to ready both my units, drawing up to my hand limit of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. what are we doing? I'm going to take sparing power because I really want to make sure I conquer the city this turn, which means that Volkare is definitely going before me. Alright, Volkare is going to go first. He gets a white. The white's going to tell him to go up. It's a little unfortunate because we're going to lose one opportunity to get more distance, because now this is going to come on the board here. And we're going to have a Mage Tower garrison. So when he would go off the board, you just reveal the next tile and then you put him on it. Ruins are going to be face down until the day. And this probably should have been revealed during the last day. I'll take care of it later. And we have the tomb. Okay, is there a white in the source? There is, so he's gonna roll that. It's now blue. My turn. Sparing power. Man, he's still got his red spells. I mean, he hasn't used any of his red cards. I mean, he's just gonna start flying across this board. And it's not gonna be great. Problem is, if he pulls off the white spell, he's putting up the city right there. So I really can't risk that. So I'm gonna play March for move 2 to kind of see what we're dealing with. The city's on the board, so we've gone into phase 2. It is the red city. We're gonna have ruins face down. We're gonna have the red mine. We have these. All physical attacks are gonna get the brutal trait. A level 6 red city is gonna have 2 monsters and 2 Mage Tower garrisons. Down, down, and down, and down until I'm adjacent, and the lights of the city light them up clearly. This will go here. We're also going to get 2 Draconum. The one that's closest to me is here. It is a fire dragon, I think, and then we have a storm dragon. Thank God that's over there. I hate those guys. What are you called? It is a high dragon. Of course it is. Yowza. Okay. If I can get 9 range attack. The problem is it's fire immune, it's ice immune. It's coming in with a 6. If I don't block it, it's going to give me 9. It's going to give me 12 points of damage. I'm going to think I have to make sure I defeat that guy this turn. I'm going to flip my motivation skill, get 2 cards. Interesting. I'm going to also get a green mana. I'm going to use that green mana to play Tranquility to get 2 more cards. 1, 2. Nice. Alright. This has some potential. I'm going to play Threaten with this to get a white mana. I'm going to play Ruby Ring to get a red crystal and a red mana and 1 fame. I'm going to play I think we do this. A Circular Proficiency. I'm going to use one of the skills in the common skill offer as if it was my skill. It is not. It is a skill usable each turn. I can use it effects twice. So I'm going to get Siege Attack 2 from that. I'm going to play Expose, power it with the white mana. That's enemy loses all fortifications and resistances, and range attack 2. So that's range and siege attack 4. So I'm combating the high dragon clearly. I'm going to use the Utum Crossbowman. That is range attack 6, and then I'm going to power battle versatility for range attack 3. So that is range attack 9. The high dragon is toast. Do I want to move? No, No. I would move 3 into there. Because I could move first and kind of provoke that sucker. No, I won't move. Instead, after the battle, so the High Dragon is dead. After the battle, I'm going to use, I didn't use a die for the source. I'm going to power crystallize with a blue and get myself a green. Alright, so I'm going to clean up my play area. Because it took a lot to kill that dragon, but it's done. I get 2 reputation back, and I get 9 fame. 29 plus 9 gets me to 38, so I will be leveling up again. I'm going to roll this die. It's blue. Clean up my play area. This goes back in the common skill offer. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to level up. I look at 2 more skills. It's a red and a black. A wound can become worth 2. I'll take... I don't know if that's that helpful. I'm going to take Goldix's skill again, I think. I have so many reds. And most of the battle with Volkare is probably going to be during the day, probably. I will take Goldix's skill to give me a blue mana and a blue crystal and a green mana. And obviously I have to take magic talent at the bottom. And none of these spells are that great. Which is fine. Song of Wind comes and replaces that, and now I draw up to 6. Magic talent, promise, stamina, and swiftness. Whoo. Okay. Well, Volkare goes, he gets a white, so the city is revealed, so he is going to move toward it. He goes 1. There is no white in the source, so that doesn't, he doesn't reroll anything there. My turn, I'm going to move. It's night, so there's only 3 to go in the desert. I'm going to move 2, 3. It's fine. I'm in the ruins, so I can actually see what the ruins is. I defeat a orc and a monster, and I can get an artifact. I mean, I'm actually tempted to do this. Just freaking insane. Underground attack is interesting. I've already used a lot of my ranged attack. Alright, so I'm adjacent to the city, so I can kind of see what the garrison is now. We got shadow, we got a gargoyle, we got an ice mage, and we have a fire mage. Oh, that's so cute. So again, only the physical attacks are now brutal, and that is only going to apply to the gargoyle. I have no elemental attack again. Man, this is crazy how hard it's been for me to get elemental attack in these games. Oh, sparing power should have triggered. I mean, I have Arythea. Again, I already had to use it. Already had to use it. And there's nothing in the spell offer to help me with that. Man, I'm so tempted to attack this orc and this enemy. Just to get an artifact, just in a prayer. I don't see how I have what it takes to defeat Volkare's Legion with my current deck. Yeah, I'm going to drop these 2 cards at the end of my turn. I'm going to draw up to 6. So I get move, I get determination, I get swiftness and rage. Did I already use mana pull, which is Arythea's version of mana draw? No, I didn't. It could be there, of course. Of course. Volkare's 3rd turn this round. It's blue. Again, he's beelining it for the city. There is a blue die, so he's in a roll. It's now red. My turn. Sparing power. And now we have to think about what's realistic here. I mean, if I defeat that, get the artifact, because I think I'm going to need it, then I pretty much declare end of round, and I could siege that city, hopefully in the third day, which is unusual timing. I'm used to the board worked out fairly well for us. I'm used to having to conquer the city a lot quicker. But again, we did blow through those first 2 rounds and really limited Volkare's turn, so that was helpful. But if I go into this city, I'm just going to get crushed. I'm blocking nothing. I have no siege attack. I have just nothing to do but just get crushed. 10 points of damage. I mean, basically we're looking at 21, 25 points of damage. I can limit that to 11. Sign that. 11 points of damage is 4 wounds. And I could limit that to 7, which is 3 wounds. And then can I get up to... This is 9, 15, 19. It's not even close to defeating them. It's not even close. I'm entering the ruins. Because I just don't... I can't siege the city yet. Which is great. It's a level 6 city and I'm just don't have the cards. So I'm going to take a monster. It is a ugly dude. And we're going to take a orc. So we have a minotaur who has a attack of 5 with brutal. And we have a tracker. Prowler. Prowler tracker. Why can't I get this straight? It's a prowler. So a prowler again is just 4 attack, 3 armor. The minotaur is 5 attack with brutal and 5 armor. I can discard march to get me a white. I'm going to use that to power swiftness to defeat the prowler. I'm going to use the blue and the source to use determination, which is going to defend against the minotaur. And now I will use the... Nope. I'm going to use... Yup. That's fine. And then I'm going to use one of my reds. Give me rage. I'm going to power rage to attack 4, and then swiftness gives me an attack 5. So the minotaur is dead. So both of these guys are dead. I'm going to get 6 fame. That gets me from 38 to 44. And it is, we feel we're not playing Tesla, where I'm like, I'm not taking the faction tokens. Also no reputation increase. Those are not marauding enemies. I'm going to get my reward for the ruin. What do we have? So we're getting an artifact, hoping for something strong. Bow of Starzon. When you play this, discard any amount of cards from your hand. You get range attack 2 for each card you discard this way. Fame +1 for each enemy you defeat in the current phase of combat. Each of your range attacks or turn is either doubled or becomes a siege attack of the same element. You may also double any siege attack, but they become range attack. I think that's Banner of Fortitude. I can prevent a unit from getting wounded, and then I can heal my units completely. But Bow of Starzon is at least something that will give me a chance here, right? So I'm going to clean up my play area. Invocation is continuing to be huge. I'm going to roll this. It's red. I'm going to draw up to 6. And we're going to... Should it be one more? Yeah, there should be one more in here. I only took 2. And then we're going to draw up to my hand limit. Awesome. All right. Volkare's turn. It's red. Again, red before the city was out. He would just look around. Now he's actually going to move 1 closer. We're going to roll this die. It is green. My turn. I'm going to look at these cards. Look at these cards. Interesting. Man, oh man. I think I'd try it. The problem is, oh, foresters. Alright, move 2. We're going to enter the city. I'm seizing a fortified site. I lose a reputation. This is a little nuts. I don't feel super confident. I'm going to take these off. I'm not going back to them. I can take all of these off too. And this, just really want to simplify some things. All right, so what do we got? I am going to play. Still have no siege attack. That's fine. All right, so I'm gonna do that skill. I get a blue and a green mana. I'm going to play dodge and weave. So you reduce one attack by 4, 2 attacks by 2. I'm going to reduce the shadow's attack by 4. That will count as a full block. And that does count as an attack or a block effect. So even though he's arcane immune, it's affecting his attack, not him, not his armor. So that's totally legit. Right, so his attack goes down to 0. I am going to... guess I can block the gargoyle with that. It's block 5, so they're blocked. Now we have 11 points of damage coming in. I'm going to, so I don't have to worry about the brutal. This attacks 6. I'm gonna put 1 wound on the foresters and take 1 wound to my hand. And this attack 5, I'm just gonna take 2 wounds to my hand. Alright, now we get to the ranged attack phase. So I did take 3 wounds to my hand, which with blood rage in my hand, I do want to make sure I'm aware of that. This phase, I'm going to play concentration. I'm going to power with this green. That's going to give me... Oh, I did take wounds on my hand. Yeah, so I took wounds on my hand. I don't get the attack 2 from that, but that's fine. This is going to give me... I can lump these guys together, except for the gargoyle, because they have the physical immunity. So that gives me attack 4. I take a wound. All right, remember the 1 wound was already in my hand. So I took 4 wounds in my hand for this round. That's going to give me an attack 9 plus to 2, so that gives me an attack 11. I've been playing with Goldic so much, I want to say it's plus 3, so that's an attack 11. That attack 11 is sufficient to kill Shadow. And, oh, you know what? Attack 11. I'm going to make it 12 by playing above a Stars on sideways. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, but I can't group them because that it would make... Shoot. Because it's 8 damage to kill the gargoyle. And if I group them, then the shadow also becomes physically resistant, and that's a problem. So attack 11, that's fine. I'll kill Shadow and the Ice Mage. And that's... good. That's 9 fame. That gets me from 44 to 53. I level up. This goes there. We get another shield. And we clear up this play area. Alright, so halfway there. So red. These guys go back. I go back to from whence I came. Alright, Volkare, it's a wound, he's going to roll, it's not a gold, I declare end of round. So we have the Bow of Stars Dawn, which will be much more useful against Volkare than against the city, but I am glad that I have it. So it's interesting. I think, I don't know, I mean, if I had just maybe done the Sparing Power and not done the Ruins, there's a couple of arguments there, but then if I get an artifact that's really useful in the city, I'm going to want it. yeah, and I just didn't love my hand at that point either, so it just felt like the most efficient way to proceed here. We're going to, so we just have the Forester's Wounded. That's 1 point of healing. That's not much. We're going to replenish the unit offer. We're now going to get some elite units because the core tiles are on a board, so that's elite. It's the sorcerers. We have some magic familiars. We have some Amhotep freezers, which can be recruited in a city if I still have interaction capabilities, and the peasants. That goes there. This is off. We need to replenish the source. 3 gold and a red. It's a dream, but too good to be true. We have to re-roll that. 3 greens. That's just ridiculous. We're going to replenish the skills, the advanced action in the unit offer. This goes down. This goes over. Oh, nope. This goes over. There's still 1. What you call it? There's a ranged attack. Still no elemental attack. I could spend 12 influence for an artifact. Interesting. That goes there. There's another ranged attack. I'm going to get 2 shields on the city. And we are ready for the 3rd night. Oh, man. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to draw my opening hand of 6. 1. Now, the city is not conquered. If it was conquered, then I would get, even if I wasn't the leader, I'd get the +1. But since it's not conquered, we only get our starting hand of 6. I'm going to play Rethink, and then hopefully I will roll a 3 or a 6 before I roll a 1. I rolled a 3, so we are first. Alright, Rethink. When you take this attack, discard up to 3 cards from your hand, including wounds. Buy these 2 wounds by March. Then I'm going to draw that many cards. I'm going to get Expose, Threaten, and Tranquility. And then these get shuffled in. That's workable, actually. Target enemy loses all resistances. That will really help against the gargoyle. Oh, I can kill the gargoyle, actually, with Expose and the Utham crossbowman, which makes me happy. So, I am first. I can't pick this up. I am first. I'm going to use Motivation. I draw 2, Determination, and Swiftness. And I get a green. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should heal, but I think it's more important to draw 2 more cards. Block 5. It's 12 block to block that dude. I don't think I'm blocking him anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna power Tranquility, draw 2 more cards. 1 and 2. Oh, the bow stars on. Magical Talent. It could be interesting with the heal 3. I have to discard a green card to activate that, though. Alright. Do I need a green? Not really. I'm going to use... I'm going to discard Crystallize. I can start discarding wounds for reds and blacks too. I keep forgetting that. Alright, so I discard Crystallize. I'm going to get a white. I'm going to enter with move 2. I lose a reputation. I move 1 on the reputation track. I should say, here I am. I'm going to spend this. Target enemy loses all fortifications and resistances. The gargoyle is no longer physically resistant. Range attack 2, and then I'm going to use the Utham crossbowman, which is going to give me the range attack 4 needed to defeat him. All right, so that was in the range phase. We go to the siege attack phase. Oh, I'm sorry, the block phase. There's no way I'm getting block 12. So yeah, this is not happening. So I'm going to get 2 wounds because it's coming in with an attack of 6. And then in the melee phase, I'm going to attack. Keep threaten. I'm going to attack 4. And I'll use swiftness. No. Use determination side. No. I can't decide. Magic talent, I do want to keep around to try to get the heal 3. I will use swiftness sideways to get to the attack 5 to take out the fire mages. So I am owner of the city. I'm going to get 5 and 4, so 9 more fame. That gets me from 53 up to 62. Oh, so close. Ruby ring will get me across though, which is nice. And then I get 2 more shields on there, and that will do. Yeah, nothing else happening here. All right, so I'm at -5 there, but that's going to be offset. That's effectively a -1. So I do actually have a chance of recruiting at least the freezers, because again, the freezers I can recruit in the city. So I'd only need 9 influence, which isn't going to be, which should be doable. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to roll this. It's a white, cleaning up my play area. And done. Drawing up to 6. I already have 6, but I am the owner of the city now, so I actually get 8. So 1 and 2. Concentration and another wound. Fine. Volkare's first turn. This can go away. Volkare's first turn. And I'll put the city over here. I'll just move these off the board. And this dragon too. I'm never attacking that dragon, I assure you of that. Volkare's first turn this round, it is red. So the red spell is rough when it comes out after you discover the city, because now instead of him not doing anything, he does move 2 closer. And I mean, if he gets another spell, it's gonna be hard to imagine I'm gonna be ready for this. My turn. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a blue crystal and a green mana. I'm going to play magic talent. I'm going to discard a card from my hand. I'm going to discard this green. And I can play a spell. And the spell offer as if it was on my hand. So I'm going to use, this is supposed to be a green mana. Again, blue crystal, green mana. I'm going to use restoration if it's in my hand, and that's going to give me heal 3. So I'm going to use 2 points of healing from the 2 wounds on my hand and 1 point of healing on my foresters. Then I'm going to, as my action for the turn, not going to have enough influence. That's fine. I'm going to, that's the end of my turn. I'm going to draw up to 8 again, another wound. Mana draw, mana pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. Volkare. It is a green. He moves adjacent. Now, next time he moves, he will attack. If he uses a spell, he can attack. He'll back up and he'll attack again. So we are pretty much at the end of the line, kids. My turn. I am going to play. Mana pull is just not that useful or necessary for me anymore. So I'm going to play. I'm going to discard this wound to get a red crystal. I'm going to power improvisation, discard mana pull, and then I'm going to play threaten. That gives me influence 10 minus 5, so that's influence 5, plus 4, so that's influence 9, which is enough to get the freezers. Alright, that's a nice get for me. And since I used threaten, I do lose one reputation, which means that I can no longer interact. I'm going to clean up my play area. I'm going to draw up to 8 again. 5, 6, that's another wound. 7, 8. Not the most inspiring of hands. But I think I can hold my own. Here. Cool. Volkare. Ooh, spell. Oh, it's terrible. Shoot. I don't think I was rolling. Oh yeah, Volkare should have rolled one of these greens his last turn. So now it's white, and now as a white, he's gonna roll one of these whites. It's green. Hilarious. So this is gonna go 2 parts. I'm gonna put this here so I don't forget. So he's going to attack the city. I have to attend. Because if I don't attend, there's no point. He's just gonna move back, and then he's gonna attack it again, and I lose. So I'm going to flip over my round order token. And oh, this is not good. And I'm going to take my full turn. Since I'm rumbling with Volkare, his assortment of clowns is going to be a catapult, a wolf rider, a swamp dragon, a fire dragon. Yikes. No one has gunners. A swordsman and Amhotep gunners. Alright, I can prevent any of them from blocking with the freezers except for the Amhotep gunners and Volkare himself. I rolled a blue. Trying to think how to best make this work. Alright. Boa Stars Dawn. I'm going to discard 3 cards, including battle versatility. That just feels wrong. The problem is I'm looking at that block 5 from determination and wondering how I get rid of that. But I think that battle versatility, which would allow me to kill the catapults, is too strong. So determination is gonna have to go. It's gonna cost me another wound probably. But if I'm gonna get knocked out, then I'll have to refigure that. Alright, so I'm going to play Bow Stars. I'm going to discard 3 cards. I get range attack 2 for each card I discard, and that's going to defeat the gunners. Alright, then there were 5. I'm going to power the freezers, and I'm going to, and as long as I defeat at least once, the way Volkare works, I'm attending. As long as I defeat at least one, he'll back up. But then he's going to have a second move. Then on my turn, I flip my order token back, and then he goes again. So this is a pretty precarious situation. Alright. I'm going to prevent the fire dragon from attacking, and its armor is now going to be -3. So I would just need 8 physical attack to defeat that. Or, even better, Blood Rage is going to give me a wound, so I need to be aware of that. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, target enemy is an attack. If I block nothing else, we get 2 wounds from the catapults, 1 wound from the wolf riders, 1 wound from the swordsman or the guardsman, 2 wounds and 2 wounds from the swamp dragon. That is a lot of wounds. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds in hand. And then we have this ice attack 3 from Volkare with brutal. So that's 6 points of damage with assassin. If I want to use Blood Rage, which I do, I can only take 4 wounds into my hand. The other option is I break the Bow of Stars Dawn. No, I don't think that makes any sense. I don't have a ton of range attack. This is why it's helpful to defeat the city the previous day, because trying to defeat the city then still having enough attack cards left over to deal with Volkare is a special sort of nightmare. The only range attack I have is just not enough. I mean, am I prepared to say goodbye to the freezers for the rest of the game? Because there's no way I'm healing 3. Well, I can block this guy. I think I have this, so I have to do it. Alright, so Bow of Stars Dawn, block this guy. I'm assigning these. So these 2 wounds have assassin. They go to my hand, so that's 2 wounds into my hand. I'm gonna take a 3rd wound into my hand. The Untitled Freezers is gonna take 1 wound and poison from the Swamp Dragon because he has armor of 6. And then these 2 wounds I'll put onto my other 2 units. Where's that artifact I could have had that heal all my units completely? I see the genius. So yeah, so I have 5. I put 3 new wounds in my hand, and that's fine. This guy's toast. Those are done. I'm now gonna discard a wound to get a red mana. I'm going to play Blood Rage, take a wound to make that attack 9. It's physical attack 9. The armor of the Fire Dragon is reduced to a 4, so that is enough to defeat him. And then I will play this red mana to give me fire attack 3 in the melee phase to defeat the catapult. So there are 3 members of the Legion left. Defeated the dragon and a city garrison, so that's fairly good. This is out. This is out. These all go in my discard. So let me clean up my play area so I can kind of see what's going on here. Now I'm going to get a bit of fame. I'm going to get 4, 12, 19 fame. So I go from 62 to 81. So I level up twice. So I get 7 cards in my hand now. This is for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first I get my skill. So it's a cooperative skill. So let me get the competitive out, cooperative in. So I get to throw away 2 wounds, and then the following turn I get to spend a wound as a ×3. The other one is I get fire attack or physical attack 2 every turn. Both really intriguing to me. For sure, I will take the wound. I don't know if that attack's going to be helpful. I just need to survive right now. So we're going to take that, and then I get a new skill. I'm going to take the Swift Bolt. That gets replaced. And then my other level up, as I already did, was that. And we're going to get 2 new skills from 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, from our friend Goldix. Alright, so now I draw up to 7. So that was Volkare's first turn. I do my whole end of turn sequence though, so I'm going to draw up to 7. 1, 2, and then because I'm still in the city and I own it, I get 2 more. 1, 2. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Volkare's turn isn't over. So since he lost at least as many enemies as the number of players, again, I defeated 3 enemies. There's only I defeated 3 enemies. There's only 1 of him. He backs up, but then he gets a double move, remember, because of the white spell, so he will move back to getting close. Now, my turn. I'm going to all I can do is flip my token back face up. Not that exciting. Volkare's turn. What happens? He gets a blue. All right. Obviously, I'm not in a place to attend this battle. Right. The good news is my hand limit's already 7. So what's going to happen is instead of being able to enter the city, I'm just not going to attend the battle. So I don't flip my token because there's really no point in me trying to do this with this. And what's going to happen is the city walls just get flipped. Bye-bye city walls. Bye-bye my bonus card draw. But at least Volkare's turn is over. All right. So I'm still standing in my ruined city without any city walls to protect me, and I do not get my hand limit increased. All right, he rolled a blue. He moved the blue. There is no blue to roll. Now I get my full turn, and all I'm gonna do is drop. I'm going to rest. So actually, even better. I'm going to use this. So this goes in the center. The next turn I can use this sideways for ×3. All right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw away 2 wounds. It's now in the center of the table. I have to use it on my next turn or I lose it. And then I'm going to rest. So you can use, this is it's a healing effect. You can do healing effects and special effects on turns even when you rest. And then I'm going to discard 1 non-wound card and any number of wounds. And now I draw up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's all the cards in my deck. And I actually could, it's not going to be pretty, but I could attend this one if I needed to. All right. Have that wound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Volkare's turn. It's a wound. Look at that. So he's going to roll his die. Is it a yellow? It is not. Otherwise, he would have had another thing already. My turn. I think I rest. I don't think it makes much sense for me to mess with this. I'm not going to be able to defeat him. The circlet. I know I'm going to get a bunch of wounds back in my hand, but I could be okay. I mean, I only have 8 or 9. I think I declare end of round, and instead of, because I would have to discard a card. I don't have a ton of whites. I could get a white from that. Yeah, this way it gives me a chance to get the Bow of Stars on back in my hand, Blood Rage. So yeah, I'm going to call end of round. This skill comes back here. I'm going to make sure these wounds are separated somewhat. And we are good. So yeah, obviously my units are, they did their job. They withstanded the initial onslaught. Now we just have 3 more enemies, right? So we're only looking at 20 points of damage to defeat the rest of this army. It's fairly doable. So I'm shuffling these up. This can go away. I'm going to ready my skills. We get motivation and we have that. I'm going to replenish. I'm going to cycle the advanced actions. We still have 1 monastery on the board. This is going to go here. I'm going to cycle the spells. This goes down. This goes here. And then we're going to replenish the units. All right, this goes here. The elite unit's going to be the Ultim Guardians. the Guardian Golems. Now remember, there's no more recruitment happening in the city. The city walls are done. So, but the Ultimate Guardians are still, what's the word? Uncertain, insignificant. I don't know. Still worried. I don't know. They could still leave us at any time. And that's fine. So all these command tokens with no one to give them to. It's a very sad state of affairs. All right, this is going to go here. I'm going to draw up to my hand limit of 7. So we have swiftness, we have woundness, we have improvisation, we have magic talent. Ooh, hello magic talent. That I don't hate. We have woundness, we have promise, we have blood rageness. That's 7. All right, I get to draw. I think From the Dusk makes the most sense here. Yeah, I definitely want to pick up another blue card. From the Dusk, let me go first. Long Night, Mana Search. The rest of these aren't working. Aren't working. So I'm going to go first. And let's hope for some magic here. So, first, I'm going to use this to heal 2. I have to get rid of 1 card. Yeah, that ice attack 5 could be really big. I'm going to draw Promise, and now I draw up to 7. 1, Circle of Proficiency, Concentration, and Expose. Expose isn't that helpful, and I somehow didn't get a wound, which is kind of hilarious. But I would presumably I get a wound in the I would get a wound in the, well, I can get a wound if I use motivation, or I get a wound in the block phase, and then I can use that in the attack phase. Plus I can use this on my next turn. All right, so Volkare's turn is white. He's gonna re-roll this die. I have to attend, otherwise I lose, because again the city walls are already down. So let's get it on. You and me, Volky. So we have these 3. He's going to roll this die. It is black. So it has paralyze. So it's an attack of 3, must be blocked. I'm attending. So I flip my thing over, which allows me to take my full turn, including my skills. I can use this and get 2 more cards and a green. I'm going to use this to get a blue crystal and a green. Still don't have any. I'm going to break the Circlet of Proficiency. It's a special, I bet I can use it at any time to get this, so I can use that for a 3-er. And that should be good. All right, so I'm gonna play Magic Talent. I'm gonna discard Crystallize. I'm gonna play a card in there as if it's my hand. I'm gonna get a Rage Ice Attack 5. Then so this is the range or melee phase, right? Obviously, the swordsmen have fortified. The rest don't. And I know I need to block Volkare, or he's gonna paralyze me, and that's Assassin too. And I have no units. I mean, again, if I had a lot of units, yeah, assassinate me, that's fine. But without units, that'd be bad. Then I'm gonna power Concentration. That is going to give me a ranged attack 5 plus this ranged ice attack 5. That's a ranged attack 10 that kills the swamp dragon. All right. Yes. So I'm just going to need 11 attack for those 2. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to play Improvisation. So we're in, that was all I'm going to kill in the range phase. We go to the block phase. I'm going to use Improvisation. I'm going to spend a mana. Now it doesn't match. If it matched the color, again, I got this with the Circle of Proficiency. If it matched the color, I'd be able to get a a block of a 4. I only need a block of a 5 to block Volkare. I just got to make sure I'm not paralyzed. All right, I'm not blocking anybody else. I get 2 wounds in my hand, 1 for the guard swordsman, 1 for the wolf riders. Now we get to the melee phase. I'm going to use invocation with that wound to get a red. I'm going to use that red, the power of blood rage. It gives me a 3rd wound. Obviously, I'm still not knocked out, not close to 7. That gives me an attack of a 9. I just need 2 more. I can do it a million ways. I can use this wound and this skill from the cooperative skill that gets me 12. I could use both of these sideways. I can power swiftness with the white. Either way, both of these are dead. Volkare's Legion is defeated. I get 6 fame. That gets me up to 87. Volkare goes away in shame and abject disgust at how I just thrashed his Legion, barely by the skin of my teeth. But that was real. Oh wow, Blow of Swords was at the bottom. Swift Bolt. That was bananas. It was good to see. It was cool to see that whole idea of a he's here, oh, white spell. I'm glad we got that mechanic on the channel. I think that was a really good example of the difficulty of the scenario. I mean, we got super lucky early. I mean, I had a massive gap between me and him, and you saw how quickly Volkare really does close that. Once that city comes out, he just starts booking, right? Definitely a bit lucky. I think we got through most of those 15 wounds in here. No, I guess not. We only got through 10. Only got through 10, and you got to figure, yeah, that ratio looks about right. I mean, one of the 4 spells never came out, which is good. Obviously, the red spell came out after the city was already out, so that's 2 more movement. But it's a big timing puzzle. Arythea worked out really well. I think she's definitely made for this more than, again, like someone like Goldix, not to rain on Goldix. Obviously, I ended up with 4 of Goldix's skills. Is that right? 3 of Goldix's skills. 2 because I took them, and the 1 because of the circular proficiency. So that was pretty cool. Magic talent came in big with that range attack 5. Oh, I didn't even get the fame for this. So what is that? 7 fame. 94. We got lucky that none of the indecisive units ever joined up with the master that is Volkare. But yeah, it's a great challenge. It can be, when I don't play it for a while, I do find this like the most frustrating to come back to, because it is such a different puzzle. You know, they all, I mean, Tesla is such a different puzzle. Solar Conquest is like the standard, but I mean, after you get beyond that, Volkare's Return is like this weird combination of things that just need to come together. And I'm really glad I got that Bow of Stars on. I mean, it just really knocking out the Amhotep Gunners with that range attack 6 was really, really helpful. And you know, I'm sitting there, and that comes from experience, right? Like, everything looked good, but I'm like, this deck isn't good enough. I know this is going to be a problem. So let me take care of those ruins, and let me try to set myself up a little bit better, and hopefully get a card that's going to give me the kind of attack that I'm going to need to bring this one home. So that's it. Thanks, man. I'll tell you what, man. My subscribers are for Mage Knight they're just it's cool. It's just cool to see how much people love this game. Obviously, I love it. I love it so much more. Just being able to share this with the people that comment and like it and give me pointers and point out what I did wrong, and it's really nice to see that continue to grow as we continue to heavily feature Mage Knight on the channel. That will not change anytime soon, I assure you of that. Really just trying to keep my top 3 games always in a rotation, even as I bring in new games more and more, and we'll see how that changes. I'm assuming once I get Too Many Bones and Cloudspire, you know, in upcoming months, it's gonna be a scheduling juggle act, but I'm happy to do it. Having too much content, very few YouTubers will complain about having too much potential content, right? Like, I have non-stop things that I am looking to turn to and continue to grow this channel and to grow this community that's forming around it. You can go on my Patreon page. You can see the upcoming schedule. I do a public post every month, as you probably have already heard me say. So just go on there, check that out, see what's coming up, make sure that you see everything that you want to see on solo playthroughs. And Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy gaming.